God damn it, I missed. Is this the ranged guy? Damn it. I was hoping there's a way to bait it in a way that you can actually force the one stupid guy who's not going to okay, I'm just gonna hit. You can there's a way it's like one of these guys is a ranged guy who will get close but just stay out of range. Now if you had a real tank and a non NPC, they wouldn't be stupid and they would do it correctly.
You underestimate me!
You're mine!
Oops, something popped up at the last second. Realistically, I guess I should have just actually forced them to pull, because if I had just continued going forward, they would have, I would have aggroed and then they would have killed it instead of just waiting here for 5 minutes or whatever.
stars shall grant thee succor.
God damn it, that's fucking got bad luck. The guy puts his AoE down, and then he's still within range to continue attacking, but he's not within range of anybody else, which is fucking annoying. So now all these guys are grouped up together, but this guy's off in the middle of bumfuck nowhere, taking no damage from any AoEs because he's a fucking piece of shit. It's just so fucking annoying. I think it's just stupid to be like, oh, well, since all of these guys are following me, I'll just fucking go to the other one. But finally he's getting close, so it's like, oh, okay, maybe now we can pull those guys closer, but...
How's this?
Behold the heavens' brilliance! The stars shall grant thee succor.
You underestimate me!
All that I have and more I bring to bear.
God damn it, so fucking, like, see, that's what fucks me over. He does this thing, so Thancred fucking leaves. He gets out of the AoE the closest way possible, which is further away from him, so now he's out of range of every fucking other person. So now this fucking sentry is in the middle of bumfuck nowhere. It's really fucking annoying. He keeps fucking doing it like a piece of shit to keep fucking moving them further away. It's like, dude, fuck off. And just fucking stay close to the group. Or don't be so fucking stupid. It's annoying because my fucking stupid fucking NPC allies are too stupid to fucking group properly.
give them a show.
You must!
Oh my god, can you stop giving me dog shit? I just want the fucking things that actually matter. The things that actually I can equip properly. Not the random fucking accessories. Like, you're giving me every fucking thing besides the fucking feet and hands. It's like, dude, fuck off. Just give me the shit I want. Don't want the fucking gun. I don't want the fucking accessories. Just give me the fucking actual pieces that actually matter and actually appear on your body. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. So fucking annoying. Just don't want the shit. It's just like, because it's like you're guaranteed one, and last time I got the fucking gun, which I didn't fucking want. So essentially, I had 4 pieces that I was missing. And of those 4, I didn't want 2 of them. So I had a 50% chance of getting fucked that first time, and I got fucked. Now I had a 1 in 3 chance of getting fucked, and I still got fucked. Now, doesn't matter, no. Like, I'm guaranteed to get the gloves and the feet the next 2 times I run this as my machinist, as long as I do not throw away any of the other equipment. As long as I don't throw it away, I'm good. That's it. So it's like, it's fine, but it still doesn't make it any less annoying, right? Because it's like, come on, dude, can you just like stop fucking me over? Can you stop giving me the most useless piece of shit, the most useless shit in the fucking game? And just give me what I fucking, fuck, I'm already 98? God damn it. Yeah, that's the thing, is that, I mean, yeah, I'm already 98, so it's kind of like, and of course, the super bullshit thing is that, you know, not only am I not getting it as my final reward, but I'm not getting it at all before that. So it's like none of the coffers that I've opened up until now have been that. Yeah, like there's a certain distance I need to essentially bait his conal AOE so that Thancred is closer. So I can't go too far, it seems. I was going too far, I think, before. I think I kind of have to go like a medium distance, I think, to make it work out.
You're mine! Together we shall overcome this. You're mine!
I have you now.
Hello there. God damn it, fucking missed again. Jesus Christ, it's so annoying that this guy's
Oh, radiant starlights, become my blade!
never going with the group.
You underestimate me.
finally got lucky enough to get close enough to AoE them down. Yeah, I'm running with NPC allies, so it's just me and 3 NPCs because I'm a completionist, so I just want to get them max level. So you essentially have to level up with them through the leveling dungeons. It's a good way to level up your other character, class yourself as well. But still, because they're NPCs, they're stupid, and so they're not grouping enemies well, and so there's lots of times where they're just like, "Whoops, I'm gonna not group the because this one guy is a ranged guy and he's gonna attack me from a distance. I'm not gonna go bring all the melee ranged fighters to him. I'm just gonna follow my programming, make sure I get all the ads, and then once I get them all, I'm just gonna stop and never move again." And it's kind of annoying. God damn it, I missed it. I went too far forward. If I do my sprint before I get into combat, I get a 20-second sprint. If I do it in combat, I only get a 10-second one. So ideally, you want to pop sprint right before you aggro or something.
I have you now.
This is Final Fantasy XIV. It's an MMO, which I would argue has probably the best free trial any MMO has ever had.
I have you now.
And they've done a lot of shit for the initial game too, to improve how it works. Where, before, it's an MMO, so obviously you play with people, right? But they've also added the ability to essentially play solo. So they've added NPC allies, so you can get NPC allies for pretty much any of the main story quests now. You don't have to do queue with people, because I know that queuing with people can, social interaction can kind of be rough for some people. Especially when it's forced upon you, when you're just I'm not really feeling in the social mood. You just don't want to have to queue up with a dungeon with people, and maybe feel stressed out or whatever. So they've done a lot to allow you to choose if you want to have NPC allies help you out. It was something that's relatively recent. They only started it 2 expansions ago, and then they've been slowly backpedaling essentially. And retroactively adding in the NPC ally help. They did it temporarily in a weird way before, but then they really souped it up in their, I think it's the 4th expansion? Or no, the 3rd expansion? Oh yeah, I would definitely recommend it, because basically, so it has a free trial. I think if you just Google Final Fantasy XIV free trial, you'll probably get a fuckload of memes. It is a very memeable thing. There's the whole meme line where it's have you heard about the award-winning Final Fantasy with, I forget the whole thing, but, with a free trial up to level 70. But basically, the free trial used to be, you could play the base game, the game that came out almost 10 years ago. Actually, no, I guess 10 years ago. And then in the first expansion they released, for free, with no limits on playtime. And then recently, because we're on expansion 6 or something like that, they expanded the free trial. So now you can play the base game that first came, that was released, and the first 2 expansions for free. So essentially, the base game got you to level 50. First expansion got you to level 60, and the third one, the second expansion, got you to level 70. So now you can get to up to level 70 for free with no limit on playtime. So you can just play forever. You could literally spend like hundreds of hours, thousands of hours playing in just the free trial, and never have to pay for anything. You just set up your account, you link the free trial, you like go to the free trial thing, download it, download the free trial, and then set up your Square Enix account so you can log in, and then you can just play for basically an unlimited amount of time. Now you are still limited, like obviously you can only play up to level 70 content, but that's still like getting through the story from level 1 to level 70 is like easily like it's easily like 100 hours. You could like really blast through it, but like it's a pretty, there's a lot of content in there. And then of course that's just the main story. If you wanted to do something different, like if you like raids or boss battles and stuff like that, there's each expansion, the base game and the expansion, all expansions really, but the base game and the expansions have big boss battles where you can do 8 players against one big huge boss. In raids and trials and stuff, so it's pretty cool. And you can do all that shit for free. Now, if you want to play like beyond that, then you have to pay. And once you pay once, then you're stuck paying. Essentially, it is still a subscription game. So then that's why that's why the free trial is so cool. Is that you would have to normally pay an expansion. Well, I've been playing the game since 2015, so I've been playing the game for a long time. I started playing the game right before the first expansion came out. So before, I'm not even sure what the free trial was back in those days, but essentially, I think once it got to Stormblood, the second expansion, I think even at that point, or maybe in the middle of Stormblood, in the middle of the second expansion, they introduced the free, they had the free trial, or made it even better, so it included the first expansion as well. But yeah, so I've been playing for a long time. I definitely recommend it, because, obviously, I wouldn't play the game for so long if I didn't like it. But it's still, I enjoy it. It's one of those cool games where it's not like other games that's like rampant with like microtransactions and shit. Like they have a store, but you can only access their store for some like cosmetic options only from the website. So from within the game itself, you can't actually buy anything. So everything is kind of more of a personal achievement. Everything you grind and earn and all that shit is all something you did. Versus a lot of games lately. And like, Final Fantasy's biggest competitor obviously is World of Warcraft. And that is completely jam-packed with microtransactions. Like, you can buy gold. They sell so much shit in the store. All the shit in the store looks like 100 times better than anything you can get in the game. And actually, now is a really, really good time to get into the game, too, because... so they just had an expansion, Dawn Trail, which I think is their 6th expansion, or... Sword, Stormblood, Shadowbringers, Endwalker. Okay, so their 5th expansion. So their 5th expansion, and with this expansion, they did a whole graphics update. So they essentially redesigned, or updated the character models for all the classes to be, a little more high-res and shit. So everything looks a lot better. They've changed a lot of lighting. They're not even done, too. Like, there's still a bunch of... Whoops, sorry, that was wasn't paying attention. What was that again? God damn it, it's running further away. I fucking hate these stupid fucking sentries. Having ranged sentries is fucking annoying. Because the NPCs are too stupid to deal with them properly.
Make ready.
Ah, I see. Yeah, I mean, I pretty much play Genshin all the time, because it's like, Genshin is like, I mean, it's how you would think of a normal live service game, any free-to-play game is, where it's just like, oh, well, because it's free-to-play, they have all these things like stamina and all that other shit. So essentially that's why you play all the time, because you have to play all the time. They give you shitloads of awards for playing. You have to, you feel like you're missing out.
The heavens' brilliance.
So that's kind of one good thing about Final Fantasy, is that because it's a traditional subscription model, they don't do like shady shit like that. Yeah, I really like it. So I play Genshin at least every single day, because obviously there's some dailies. Got to do my dailies. Got to get my primos. And but obviously since the expansion of this game came out, I've also been putting a lot of time into this. But I still go in and do my Genshin, all the like other stuff too. I either do one or two things. I either do my dailies, or I do these chest dungeons on Final Fantasy 14. Now I get the necklace. I got the necklace as my default thing last time because I didn't have it, and now they drop it for me for free. God damn it! So because like right now I'm actually on my treadmill. Walking while I do it, because doing my Genshin dailies and doing my doing dungeons like this are kind of a very good distraction. It gets me like walking longer than I typically would. If you're just like walking, you just get bored. Whereas like this, it's like if I want to do two of these dungeons, each dungeon takes me about like 23 minutes. So if I want to do them, I'm stuck. I'm stuck walking for 15 minutes to an hour, depending on how much crap I do in between. I get distracted or something, but same for Genshin too. I mean, Genshin, you can finish that super quick. Like I've shown, especially in recent videos, where I'm just like, I pop in, I just spend resin or do a few, like the ley lines, and then because I spent resin, because of the whole like backup system, where it's like, oh, you're getting prepped for the fuck. On this side. Are you ready for Natlan? Natlan's coming in about 11 days, essentially a week from Tuesday. They've added actually a pretty interesting
All that I have and more.
return. Well, not really a returner thing. That gets rough. I mean, at least for domains and stuff, you can go co-op and try to get people to help you. But oh fuck. But yeah, they added one interesting thing in that land. There's a few quality of life stuff they're adding, but one of them is if you do, I forget up to which point you do. I think I think you have to beat Leeway. I think if you beat the Leeway story, essentially you can then go straight into Natlan. They allow you to take the quest for Natlan right away. So I think it's a pretty good quality of life improvement, because there definitely are some people who get into Genshin, but then they're just like, oh shit, like if I want to go to Sumeru, if I want to go to Fontaine, I have to I either have to just like run and explore, and try to get over there, or wait for an event that has a teleporter right in that location. But I don't even think you can do the world quests or the Archon quests at all, because I think it's still locked. You might be able to explore, but you can't actually like do the quests, which is fine for me because I'm always caught up. But yeah, it's got to suck for new players where it's like, oh, I just started playing the game. I'm in Mondstadt, I'm in Leeway, but now you have to go to Inazuma, and you have to do all of Inazuma's shit, and then you have to go to now you have to go to Inazuma, do Inazuma stuff. And then Sumeru, and then finally Fontaine, and then finally, then you can do Foreguard back. So I think that little bit of quality of life is pretty cool. That you can just be like, nah, screw it, I'm just gonna. I mean, it's not that surprising. It really just depends on how much time you have. Because like, there's a shitload of stuff to do. Even if you're an old player, it's like if you haven't, like if you are only like logging in an hour a week or something like that. Even if you've been playing the game since it came out and like never stopped, but only put in an hour a week, you would still not be caught up, I don't think. Because like I put a shitload of time in Genshin. Because like I'm the type that likes to explore everything. So like I'm 100%ing each region, and that stuff takes a lot of time. That takes like takes like about I don't know how many hours I've spent collectively. Oh shit, God. That's an how pistol too. Okay. It's like I think, like I know that when you like for the Archon quests, yeah, it's just if you don't have time. So as I said, like cause like even no matter how busy you are, you could probably find like an hour a week. Because like an hour a week is not much, but even still, like an Archon quest alone takes like 2 to 3 hours to beat. So just one Archon quest would take you 2 to 3 weeks if you only are able to put in an hour a week. And there's lots of Archon quests. Like when Natlan comes out, they're releasing 2 Archon quests, each of which should take about 2 to 3 hours each. So that's a few weeks. Like you're essentially if you can only put if it takes like three hours and you can only put an hour a week, that's 6 weeks to do those 2 Archon quests, and that's also the amount of time it is till the next patch. So 6 weeks after the 5.0 releases, 5.1 comes out, and they'll probably introduce new Archon quests with that. So it's like, yeah, you took, Natlan just came out, and you spent the first, patch just doing the Archon quests at the rate you can do. Yeah, you'll easily fall behind. So it's like, yeah, it's whatever, right? For me, I enjoy playing it, so I enjoy like logging in each day. Also, I am a completionist. I do like getting everything like all set up and ready. So like I pretty much have all characters leveled. Like I feel like I'm wasting like because they're giving you free shit, and that's exactly how like the mentality of it works. Is that they give you because of all the free shit they give you, you're like, oh well, you feel compelled. It's a psychological. It's just a psychological urge or whatever. You just feel psychologically. Um, you feel that psychological need to do it because it's like, oh, I've created this pattern of logging in every day, so I have to do that, and you're more inclined to do it. And then when you break the pattern, that's when you're most likely to not. So so obviously it's do whatever you like, have fun. For me, I like playing the game, so it's not a huge hassle for me. But yeah, like here are all these people playing the game. There's a person crafting. Yeah. All those blue names are actual people. This is one of the more popular cities to chill in. So you get a lot of people AFKing around. But I mean, if you don't have much time, then I would kind of recommend Final Fantasy 14 because as long as you don't pay for it ever, like if you only do the free trial and you don't spend any money and you don't yeah, there's a race called Lalafels in this game, which are essentially like dwarves / gnomes. There's one. See. There's also dragon people, so people with tails and horns. I'm a cat person, as you can see. I have ears and a tail. There's a bunny boy. This is the bunny race. They don't have a tail, but they have ears. This is a Rogan, and essentially it's kind of a giant. There's an elf. Let's see. Is that a Rothgar? I keep moving like a crazy person, so I can't see. There's also Rothgar, which are basically like cat people, except they're like they actually look more feline and look more cat-like constantly. Oh, like this. That's a Rothgar. They actually have very feline features. But yeah, I would recommend a game like this because like the problem with Genshin is that because it's a gacha game and they're trying to encourage you to like log in all the time, they have like a lot of like things, and it just kind of makes it hard. It makes it hard to like, and it's like constantly producing content, which this game is too. But like if you're on the free trial, one, you have shitloads of content to do, and two, as long as you never go out of free trial, as long as you never buy the latest expansion, you can stay on the free trial forever and play an unlimited amount of time. And because content is split by patches and stuff like that, it's you don't have to feel like too super worried. So you can just pop in and do what you want, and then you can just play for it. Play until you get to max level 70 for the free trial, and then do all the content you want. And then at that point, you might consider, oh, okay, well, I really like this content. I want to play it, and then you can like buy a subscription. But even still, it's a subscription. So like when when you don't feel like playing for a month, you can just cancel your subscription, and then when you feel like playing, buy it again and come back in. Genshin is a little like Genshin technically is better because it's free, because it's free, and it's free forever no matter what. But this game is just one of those ones where it's like, yeah, it's because it's a subscription model. They don't feel like the need to kind of like trick its players into playing it a specific way or a specific amount of time. Which is not like bad per se, but like they're incentivized to not really screw you over, but like they're incentivized essentially to get you to spend money. So like they're gonna do whatever they can, and even if it's not like shady in and of itself, it's still like they're going to be introducing new characters, and you're going to want to spend. So while it might like there are people who say the most expensive game at all are the free to play ones because it's free to start, but then you get in, you get invested, and then now you spend a certain amount of money. Me neither. I really like the game. I enjoy it. I find it relaxing. I like doing all the exploration content. I like running around, exploring the world, getting all the chests. If you don't like doing that, like that would kind of suck because like you're kind of incentivized to get all the chests because like they have primo gems and materials and stuff like that. So it's like you're encouraged to get it because of the rewards you get. But I also just enjoy the exploration, and so for me, like that's worth it. But if you don't like that, then obviously, yeah, that's gonna suck. Mm-hmm. I mean, there are guides for that kind of shit. So I would, if you're, I mean, it depends on what you mean by bad. If you mean bad as in you just don't know what to do, then I would just say there's guides for it. Like I would just say look up a guide. I don't have pants for this guy. It's annoying. And eventually you do get used to it. You kind of get a feel for it. Like I mean, I understand how to do it because I've been doing it for so long. So like if a new character comes out, I have a generally good idea of how you should build them. Typically, also you could also if you have a new character, if a new character comes out and it comes out in a patch where they also introduce a new artifact set, chances are that artifact set is going to be the artifact set for that character, right? So like Navia came out during one period of time, and not surprisingly, the artifacts that came out with her were her best in slot type stuff. So usually you can kind of use that as a general gauge as well. It's like, oh, okay, when did this person come out? Okay, when did they? Was there any artifacts that were released with them? Okay, well, build them like that. And then it's just like figuring out, okay, what do they do? Like trying to figure out their role. Are they DPS, sub DPS, or support? If they're support, then they probably don't need like attacks. Like you could probably, as a support, you probably don't need attack sands. You probably don't need elemental goblet. You probably don't need crit rate, crit damage, circlet. Support usually focus on another stat. Now some supports do still want attack percent sands. Like Sayu is a very good example who could use attack percent because she's an attack percent scaling healer. Attack scaling healer. So having attack sands is good for her because more attack means more heals. So kind of figuring out what they're supposed to do. So if you're having problems, I would just recommend reviewing what their skills are. Like what does their skill do? What does their burst do? Maybe check out what scales their burst and skill. So sometimes you'll see, oh, okay, like Kokomi, or like for instance, the one of the water girl that comes out in Natlan, she scales off HP. I mean, she's water, so you assume that anyway. But if you actually like look at her stats and abilities, you can see that her skill and her burst both scale off HP. So you're probably going to want to build her with a lot of HP, stuff like that. Now, for what specific artifact set she needs, I assume it'll be a Natlan set because that's probably what it's going to be. But you know, any set that generally boosts HP, like there are two artifact sets right now that their 2-piece set bonus increases HP by 20%. So even if you can't get their Natlan set, just any 2-piece set bonus that boosts the stat they scale off of is just generally a good idea. Just like, it's not going to be amazing. There probably is a 4-piece set bonus that works perfectly for them. But if you just don't have it, don't want to farm it, or you already have other artifact sets that you could have that 2-piece HP scaling, 2-piece bonus, then sure. I would never tell someone. I would never pay anyone anything for that shit. There are sites online. I would say just go Google. Like there are like Genshin content creators that will often be like, oh, here's a new character. Here's how to build them. There's also Genshin.gg. So GENSHIN.gg. That shows a bunch of characters, and if you go into each character, they'll give you recommendations of like the weapon to get, the artifacts and stuff like that. I mean, it's fine. I'm just saying it's a waste of money. I would not recommend it because it's a waste of money. The information is readily available. You don't need to pay anyone anything for it. Now, leveling them up is another thing. Obviously, that takes time and effort, and if you don't want to do that, then that's whatever. But for building your character, I mean, you can, obviously. Like, there are definitely some people who are really good at it. Like, I know I've watched, like, Sekapoko. He'll do, like, build reviews and guide, and, like, will help people out when he's streaming. But generally, I would just say, like, you check YouTube, check Genshin.gg. Like, they'll tell you what weapons are good. I know that I Win to Lose Gaming, his YouTube channel, he does a lot of good in-depth character reviews where he'll actually like have the stats and actual math numbers of like what weapons are best, artifacts are best, that type of shit. So it depends on kind of what you're in for. Genshin.gg is a super simple thing where it's just like, oh, okay, I just kind of want to vaguely look up what's available. But realistically speaking, you don't even need that anymore because they've added a lot of shit in-game which you can actually look up a character. Like, if you're actually in a character and looking at their artifacts, you can actually see what artifacts other people use for that character. So they're compiling a bunch of the data, and they're allowing the players within the game itself to see like what artifacts are typically used. So if you're just like, if you go into a character and you're at the artifacts tab, I think there's a button, maybe triangle or square, where it'll show you. Yeah, that's kind of tough. Obviously, if your characters are weak, it's hard to solo anything. You'll eventually get better. I would say the best things to do, because of how easy they are to do, is do the ley lines, level up your character. So get them to max level first, right? Get your characters to max level. It really helps if you're at high world level too, because you could always beg other people for help for defeating elite bosses. You could just join someone's world and say, "Hey, could we go and beat this guy for a bit?" You know, some people are nice and will do that for you. If you're at the highest world level, you can do that, or the highest or the second highest world level, then you can do that. I think. Or if the second highest, you can have the highest come down to yours, or you can go into other people's who are at your world level. But generally, I would just say, yeah, level up your characters, get a good weapon. Like, leveling up characters and weapons are the things you can do that are easy, because they just require you to do ley lines, and yeah, well, that stuff. The leveling, what, because the weapons you can just like farm crystals on the open world. Just go every single day, or go to the crystal rock spots and get the crystals. Then create your crystal experience, and then you can level up your weapons. So with a max level weapon and a max level character, then I would say focus on your talents, or maybe focus on a decent artifact set. Just get get the 4-piece bonus, and then maybe work on talents, and then you'll eventually get there. It's something that will eventually happen. Like, that's the tough thing, is that when you're behind, it feels like shit, because you're just like, oh man, I'm behind. It's so hard to catch up. It's like, kind of is, kind of not. Like, once you have a good team, you're pretty much set for life. Because then you can just use that team in any domain. Even if they're not like perfect for it, you can still use them, because they're just strong. So if you have a good team synergy, that will definitely help. I guess in that case, it would be kind of helpful to have someone like review your account, because then they'll see what characters you have, what characters go well together, and give you advice on who to level up first, and and what team to build around first. And then once you have that good well built team, you can use that team to farm other shit, and then build up other characters, which will then just make you stronger and stronger. So yeah, unfortunately, there's no like shortcut for that kind of shit. Like, you just got to do it. So that's kind of why gacha games kind of suck, is because they, one, limit you on how much you can farm. So like, let's say you have 8 hours where you could spend like today. You're like, oh man, I have 8 hours today. I have a break, and I can put in 8 hours, but like, you're locked on resin, so you can't spend you can only spend so much resin, and you're screwed. That's why like the resin system is to encourage people to play a little bit every day. But if your schedule only allows you to play huge chunks every now and then yeah, it's tough for gacha games. That's why this game is kind of cool, because it's a subscription game. It's just like, nah, if you want to spend 100 hours playing this game straight, you can do that. You can blast through the story if you want. There's no restrictions until you catch up to the story, or do all the content in the game. Then obviously, but that is also the same for Genshin too. But like, so yeah. Anyway, but I'm gonna go ahead and log off for now. I just finished my walk, to finish my dungeons, got my character to max level. Well, not max level. Did the 2 trust dungeons I was planning on doing. So now I'm just gonna have to get something to eat and shower off. But it was nice chatting with you. I'm on pretty much I'm on every day, because I have to do my dailies and Genshins and shit. But if you have questions, fortunately I'm not playing Genshin. If you had questions, you could friend me in the game, but I don't remember my UID off the top of my head. Although, I guess if you look at my YouTube, my Genshin VODs will have my UID somewhere on the screen, so you could search for it there and then friend me. And then if you have any questions, I could help answer. And if I happen to be on at the time, I could help you farm stuff if possible. I'm not sure, because I'm at max world level. If you're too low, I can't join your world, but yeah. Yeah, it was nice chatting. I'll see you next time. Thank you everyone for watching, and I will see you all next time.